Welcome back. Debi Lynes had a chance to chat with Sea Turtle Patrol this week in our latest Lowcountry Lowdown segment. Let's take a look.
Hi, and welcome to Lowcountry Lowdown. I am here with my friend Amber Kuehn, and I am so excited to be on the beautiful beach today to talk about sea turtles. Thank you so much for joining us. I have to say it was a blast last time I saw you, which was on the Today Show, and it was fun. You're famous. It has to be amazing. We're going to start a little series. We're going to show 4 different times kind of the evolution and the way the sea turtles are laying their eggs and then going out to sea. It's really exciting. So thank you for doing this with us. Today we're going to really talk basics, sea turtle basics. And so Amber, if you can just share with us, we're sitting in front of a dune and a nest. Talk us through a little bit about what you're doing, why you're doing it, and how you're doing it.
Okay, so the sea turtle season officially starts May 1st, and our first nest was May 5th. So this particular nest that we're sitting with, the turtle put it on top of the dune, which is an excellent placement. If I had to give her a grade, it would be an A+.
There you go.
Right there. So we're looking for the tracks each morning, and we're marking the nest sites. We're making sure there are eggs there. We are taking a DNA sample out of each one. So right now, it's just monitoring and marking.
How do you do it, take a DNA sample? Is it through what, with a...
Her DNA, the maternal DNA from the mother turtle, is on the outside of the shell.
Okay.
So we sample that. And from that, since 2010, we know every single turtle individually that has approached our beach, and they come back about every 3rd year.
They do. Okay.
So we know that the turtles that nested in 2019 are the turtles that are nesting now.
What's really interesting is we were out last week in the boat, and we saw 2 loggerheads, big. Big. Is that typical around this time of year too, that they're
just
surfacing?
right there, waiting for the temperature to be right to approach the beach. They're reptiles, so they can't control their body temperature, so it's got to be cool out. It just happens to be dark as well.
It's really interesting. So talk me through kind of the positioning. I know there's a fence here. It's up on the dune. What are the do's and don'ts or sort of rules of the road so we can really enjoy this opportunity?
Great question. I always like to, this is one you don't hear about a whole lot, but because marsh grass, the sticks that you see up and down the beach, get walked on and moved, they don't form a dune like they would naturally. So the town puts up sand fencing.
Oh, that's what's
sticking up around the nest, and people perceive that fence is just to keep them out of what is behind the fence, but the fence is the dune. The purpose of the fence is to collect the sand and eventually be covered, and this is a great example because the fence is almost covered.
It is,
It formed the dune, which is a nesting habitat for sea turtles. So it's important for me to let people know not to sit in front of the fence, lock their bike to the pole, hang their towel to dry over it, because the whole point is to capture that loose sand.
It's really funny. Talk about takeaways. We try to get a takeaway with everything that we film, and if there's nothing else, I learned something today, and I feel like I'm a somewhat educated consumer. It's fascinating. So if I see an area with the loggerhead turtle nesting area, that means that underneath their eggs, or how does all that work?
Right, so the triangle is around the egg chamber. The hole is about this big.
Okay.
It goes down about 2 feet.
Okay.
And there are massive eggs about 1 foot down in this area here. And we're gonna start checking on it at 45 days every single day. So we'll go down the beach and stop hundreds of times because we should get over 300 nests easy. I'm guessing close to 400 this year.
Can you even believe it? Okay.
Yeah, so we'll look in that triangle and look for some sort of depression where there's movement down here that has caused the sand to shift.
Got it. What is the, how long does it take for the egg to hatch?
It takes approximately 60 days. It depends on where it is, how hot it is, when it was laid. The hotter it is, the faster they go.
Interesting.
So we've had nests hatch at 47 days, and we've had them hatch at 75 days. It just depends on when and where.
And so typically, are the turtles then going to go down at night? Because I hear all the time it's like moon.
No, it has nothing to do with the moon.
Okay, fine.
The moon is helping them see the ocean.
Oh, it's guiding
because
them.
It illuminates the water because water reflects light.
That makes sense.
So when they come out, the reason they're coming out in the dark, same reason their mom did.
Safety.
Well, no. That helps, but just to keep them cool.
Oh.
If it takes them long to get to the water and they can't cool down because they're reptiles on their own, they could overheat and die just on the way down.
How did you get involved in this?
I went to University of Georgia for a biology degree, and I came home thinking that I would be a big scientist, tried to find a job in my field, and I ended up working at Outback Steakhouse.
Oh,
So,
and look at you now, Amber. Oh, this is
yeah,
great.
I started volunteering on the beach for sea turtles because it was my field, but we didn't get paid for it. So, I just fell in love with it. I became a scuba instructor, saw turtles underwater off of Hilton Head, and I was just enamored. I moved to South Florida for a graduate degree.
And oh my gosh, there's no better way to end this segment right now for Lowcountry Lowdown with you. I'm excited to come back and really see the progress of this. We're very fortunate. Stay with us, there's more to come on Lowcountry Lowdown.
Thanks to everyone on today's show for their insights and contributions. Thanks to my wardrobe sponsor, SM Bradford Company and Currents for today's look. As always, our production team is behind the scenes to make all of this possible. And of course, we are honored that you have chosen to share a part of your day with us. I'm Betsy McDaniel, and we'll see you next time for WHHI-TV's Daily News.